Stop scrolling. In the next 10 minutes, a Roman emperor who died in the year 180 is going to explain why your bank balance means almost nothing and why checking it every morning is quietly making you poor. Marcus Aurelius ran the most powerful empire on earth. He had access to more wealth than almost anyone alive today. And in his private journal, a book he never meant to publish called Meditations, he wrote almost nothing about money. Not because he didn't have it, because he'd already figured out what it was for and what it wasn't. Here's the first thing he'd tell you. Marcus built his entire philosophy on one split. Things you control and things you don't. Your effort, in your control. Your reputation, not in your control. Your bank balance, also not fully in your control. The market moves. Your employer makes decisions. A recession happens. None of that is you. What is you is how you earn, how you save, how you respond when the number goes down. Most people spend their entire emotional life reacting to a number that's half outside their control instead of building the habits that are inside it. That's the trap. You're not managing money, you're managing your reaction to money, and those are two very different jobs. And it gets more uncomfortable from here, because Marcus had a name for people who build their identity around their wealth. He called them sick. Let's talk about that. In Stoic philosophy, there's a concept called indifference. Money, status, your house, your car, these are called external goods. Not because they're bad, because they're indifferent to your actual character. They don't make you a good or bad person, they're just neutral tools. Marcus wrote that the mind which is free from passion is a citadel, nothing more secure, meaning your real wealth was never the number. It was your composure, your discipline, your judgment. Here's the uncomfortable translation for 2026. If your mood for the entire day depends on your portfolio, your crypto wallet, or your paycheck, you've outsourced your peace of mind to something you don't fully control. Marcus would say that's not wealth. That's a hostage situation you volunteered for. Now, this does not mean don't care about money. Marcus wasn't poor and he wasn't reckless. What he actually did with his wealth is the part nobody talks about. Marcus constantly reminded himself, you could leave life right now. That's not morbid, it's practical. He used the idea of death memento mori to sort out what actually mattered. Apply that to your bank account for a second. If you had 12 months left, would you still be stressed about a $40 purchase? Would you still be working unpaid overtime to afford a car you don't need to impress someone you don't like? Death isn't the scary part of this idea. The scary part is realizing how much of your financial stress is manufactured. By comparison, by marketing, by a version of your future self that may not even show up. Marcus used mortality to cut through noise. You can use it to cut through your notifications, your subscriptions, your just-in-case spending that's really just anxiety spending. But here's where it gets really specific, because Marcus actually wrote a passage that sounds like it was written about online shopping. I'm not joking. Let's read it. Marcus had a habit. Before doing or acquiring anything, he'd ask, is this necessary? He wrote about eliminating not just unnecessary actions, but unnecessary thoughts. Because a busy mind, he said, was doing double the work for no reason. Translate that to spending. Before every purchase, Stoic filter, 3 questions. 1. Do I need this, or do I want to feel a certain way, and I think this object will do it for me? 2. Will this matter in a year? 3. Am I buying this, or am I buying the version of myself I imagine having it? Most impulse purchases fail all 3 questions. Marcus wasn't a minimalist for aesthetic reasons. He was a minimalist because clutter, physical or mental, is friction against a clear mind. And a clear mind is the actual asset, not the receipt. Okay, so what would he actually say if he saw your bank account balance right now today? Here's the part people quote out of context and get completely wrong. People love to twist Stoicism into just be grateful for what you have, don't chase more. That's a lazy reading. Marcus was disciplined, ambitious, and ran an empire. He wasn't telling people to stop striving. What he actually said repeatedly was, master what's in front of you right now, fully, and stop mentally living in a future net worth that doesn't exist yet. That's not the same as complacency. It's the difference between I'll be happy when I hit 6 figures and I will build towards 6 figures without renting my happiness to a future that isn't guaranteed. Contentment for Marcus was a floor, not a ceiling. You can build wealth aggressively and still refuse to let your identity live inside the number. Those aren't contradictions. Most people just never separate the two, so they think ambition requires anxiety. Marcus proved you can have one without the other. So here's how this actually applies the next time you open your banking app. And it's simpler than any budgeting course you've paid for. 3 things, straight from Meditations, applied to money. 1. Separate the number from your worth. The balance is data. It is not a verdict on you as a person. 2. Before you spend, run it through the necessity filter, need or noise. 3. Build the habit you control and release your grip on the outcome you don't. Save consistently, spend deliberately. Then stop checking the app 4 times a day like it's going to say something different. Marcus wasn't rich in coin because he chased coin. He was secure because his peace of mind didn't live in a number he couldn't fully control. That's the entire lesson. Everything else is commentary. So, quick recap. You don't control the market, you control the habit. Real wealth is what survives a crash. Your character, your discipline, your composure, and most of your financial stress isn't real, it's imported. Now here's my question for you, and I actually want to know. Drop it in the comments. What's one purchase you made in the last month that failed the necessary or noise test? Be honest, I'll read them. If this reframed even one thing about how you look at your bank account, that's really the whole point of this channel. Taking 2,000-year-old ideas and making them useful for the very modern problem of a red number in a banking app. If you want more of this, Stoicism actually applied to real, everyday stuff like money, work, and burnout. The subscribe button's right there, no pressure. And if someone in your life needed to hear this today, sending it to them costs you nothing and might help them a lot. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.